on a mission for holy cows. India respects cows like no other country. There's even an emergency medical service for them. This suffering cow has dislocated its hip, probably in a road accident. An easy case for New Delhi cow catcher Virendra. The animal soon ceases to resist and can be pulled onto the truck. Virendra now rushes the sick cow to the cow hospital. Here, Dr. Sunita is already expecting her new patient. Sunita has rescued many cows' lives. New Delhi, the 7th largest city in the world, home to 15 million people and more than 40,000 stray cattle. The Gandhi hospital is the city's most famous veterinary clinic. Dr. Sunita Naurial is a veterinarian. She exclusively cares for the sick cows of Delhi. Dr. Sunita is on duty nearly 24 hours a day. This calf was brought in yesterday, along with 10 other new patients. All are cattle. All are the victims of road accidents. Today, Sunita worries most about the fate of this orphaned calf. It was born in the middle of a busy street only 2 days ago. Its mother was hit by a truck and died on the spot. The little one lacks the will to live. Sunita tries to nurture and strengthen it with glucose.
You're actually giving it your best and trying to see the animal is able to adapt itself, and it's like you're a foster mother for the animal, and that's when it's really sad because it just loses condition. I don't see much hope in this one, to be honest, but we don't want to let it go. We'll give it a try and see.
Most of Sunita's patients were not always homeless, but belonged to families in Delhi. Yet their owners look after them only for as long as the cows give milk. Once dry, they are left to themselves. These are the sad results. The Gandhi hospital is fighting an endless battle against the ever-growing metropolis.
Wherever you have dairy colonies where where people are keeping cattle for milk production and they're leaving them out to graze, you would find that there would be more accidents in that area because there is a population of dairy cattle there.
New Delhi is on the verge of bursting. Constantly expanding, the city eats up more and more of the villages that surround it. Farmers and their families often end up in slums. Their animals are condemned to an existence on the street, alive in the middle of heavy traffic, without pastures or stables. They are Sunita's patients. Hindus are not allowed to harm cows, but some do. The streets of New Delhi are often filled with the bodies of cows that died in an attempt to cross the road. A mission in the midst of the daily chaos. Cowcatcher Virendra is on the road with his ambulance to collect injured cows. For him, business as usual. The ambulance as well as Virendra's wage are financed solely through donations. We got a call that somewhere in Sector 12 there's a bull with a fracture. We will pick him up and take him to the hospital. Where's the petrol station? The petrol station. Over there. The bull is supposed to be lying somewhere close to a petrol station, but there is none. Only few streets in this area are on the map. I have a name. To find out where to go, Virendra therefore phones the man who reported the accident. This way, it can easily take several hours until Virendra reaches his patient. finally there. The heavily injured bull lies on the roadside. For their own safety, local residents have tied him onto a lamppost. The bull weighs around 800 kilos, and a giant like that in pain is unpredictable. Virender will have to be very cautious. I'm a professional. I'm not afraid. How do you get a dangerous and resisting bull onto a truck? Virendra quickly attracts an audience. He hopes that some people will give him a hand, but for now the onlookers prefer to stay in the background. Usually I don't even have to ask. They help automatically. The first rule of bull catching: secure the sharp horns with several ropes. For now, the bull remains peaceful, but no one can predict what will happen once he is untied from the lamppost. A few feet distance now seem appropriate. With ropes and plenty of help from the spectators, Virendra eventually manages to quell the injured bull. But the animal still needs to be loaded onto the truck. Virendra was right. There was no need for him to ask. Everybody joins in. Rescuing cows is a question of honor. Sure, we need to help. Without it, the poor bull would die. Cows are like our mothers. This is our tradition. But the 800-kilo giant makes no attempt to move. We would never hurt a cow. But when a bull like this one resists, we need to put a stronger effort into it. After 20 minutes, the bull is not even half on the truck, and he remains stubborn. Virendra uses his last remaining trick. He asks his driver to move the truck jerkily forward. Virendra hopes that the bull will maneuver himself onto the cargo area. The trick works. The bull leaves his small herd behind. They salute him goodbye from a respectful distance. The rescue mission is paid for with a donation from the man who made the call. 1,100 rupees, around $20, half the average monthly paycheck. They came immediately and helped the bull. That's why I donate. A very generous gesture in a country that still sees people starve. We will take the bull to the Gandhi hospital. They will care for him there, and he will soon be healthy again. The emergency room of the cow clinic is a stable. Sunita needs to make some space. The bull was brought in just in time. Out on the streets and without proper treatment, even a small injury like a crushed hoof can be deadly.
See, we just put in TT oil or chloroform and we pack the wound with that. The maggots have to die. The reason why that bull is aggressive is because it's in pain. It's a bull, by nature they're aggressive. If a male calf is born, the male calf is really not fed by the family or by the owner because they're not seeing any source of production from that animal. So they allow the animal to graze openly so they don't have to fend for the cost of feeding.
1 in 3 Indians lives below the poverty line. Many can neither read nor write. In this suburb of New Delhi, the owner of a cow is a rich man. Sher Singh's cow supports his entire family. He cares for her as well as he can, but only for as long as she gives milk. Once a cow stops giving milk, you have to let her loose. Each day, Sher Singh's cow provides them with 12 liters of milk. Sher Singh sells the fresh milk for around $2, one of which will be spent on fodder. The other $1 will go to his family. He has regular customers and claims that this is due to the expense of fodder. It makes the milk particularly good, so he says. Yet he knows that in 2 years at the latest, he will have no choice but to part with this cow. By then, she will no longer be able to get pregnant and therefore be unable to give milk. Her new home will be the street. It's a question of money, but for sure it makes me feel bad. We have to let the cow go because we cannot feed her. And at the same time, we cannot let her starve in front of our eyes. I'd rather let her die. At the Gandhi hospital, another ambulance brings Sunita more cases. This calf is a victim of a hit and run. Fortunately, neighbors gave it first aid. Most patients are sedated when they arrive. Every day, Dheli witnesses cattle being run over by cars. Most accidents happen when a cow unexpectedly tries to cross the road and it is too late for the driver to avoid her or to brake.
Yeah, there is a fracture. You see, the basic point is, if you can see the swelling, this limb is totally swollen. You see the length along this limb, it's all swollen. It'll take some time for that inflammation to settle down. They believe in, particularly the cow, because of the concept that the animal has got some kind of a holy connotation to it. They don't want to see a cow in distress. So 90% of the people do call and say there's an injured animal. Now, this animal was already given some basic first aid, which means somebody's looked after this animal.
In the rest of the world, a broken leg means certain death for a cow. She's either put down or slaughtered. Here in India, doctors fight for the life of cattle. To Hindus, killing a cow is unthinkable. They believe in rebirth and consider it entirely possible that you may be born again as a cow. Virendra sees his occupation not just as a job. To him, it's also a religious duty. Every day he visits the temple of Krishna, one of the most popular Hindu gods. According to legend, Krishna was raised by cows. Ever since, the two are inextricably linked. Whenever Hindus pay respect to a cow, they also honor Krishna. This is our god, Mother Cow. Animals play a very important role in Hinduism. As a result, Virendra, like most Indians, is a vegetarian. He finds it difficult to understand that in other countries cattle are bred only for consumption. For him, as for all Hindus, cows enjoy a divine status. Krishna honored the cow because he knew that 36,000 gods reside within her. And if Krishna honored the cow, we have to do the same. All of India respects the cow. Every morning, Virendra's wife bakes bread. She gives the first loaf to a cow. According to her religion, cows are a part of the family. We believe that if we offer the first bread of the day to a cow, our family is blessed and we will always have enough food. A bit of sugar on the bread. This is how 36,000 guards are kept in good humor. Virendra doesn't have a cow of his own. He therefore feeds Shorty, his neighbor's cow. Virendra takes up the honorary task of serving the bread. For Indian standards, Shorty is very fortunate. While other cows roam the streets, desperately searching for food, she has a comfortable home and is pampered by the entire neighborhood. Shorty is fed constantly. I already fed Shorty's mother. For most of the cows of Delhi, there are no pastures, just concrete, dust and dirt. They find their food between paper and plastic. They are the rubbish collectors of Delhi. The city is littered with open dustbins.
Normally you find that the garbage bins just don't have polythene. They have a lot of residues of usual daily cooking, which is what they look for. It could be vegetable residues, it could be anything else. Now in the concept that there's a vegetable residue in a polythene bag, in an effort to eat up that vegetable residue, they also consume the polythene.
The food at the Gandhi hospital offers a welcome contrast. It is completely organic. For some of the patients, this is the first time they see fresh grass. A new experience for the new admissions. No more sugar bread from the kitchens, but also no unpleasant surprises from the rubbish.
It's absolutely hard rock. Basically shows that the animals probably consumed polythene, and which is why the animal is unwell. If you look at the animal, she's not healthy. You can look at her face.
This is the average stomach content of a New Delhi street cow. More than 300 plastic bags, keys, coins and nails. Once Sunita even found a razor blade. To her, a disgrace for which only humans are to blame.
You have a lot of people who commit crime and who go to temples. You know, it works both ways. There is a religious connotation to the cow being holy, but at the same time, because of ignorance or because of illiteracy or whatever, you find that there is a certain amount of callousness or maybe just poverty.
Virendra is not a rich man, but he knows what and what not to do in India. With the guards at his side, he speeds to his next call, this time on his scooter. This way he can save about 2 hours. Valuable time. His next case is another bull. Virendra needs to hurry. Such an animal in pain is a danger to the public. At the scene of the accident, the case looks simple at first. But it is possible that at any moment the bull will attack cars or even people. Virendra is worried. It will be very difficult. Here is too much traffic. We'll have to wait until he crosses the road. We must be careful not to get hurt. One's own safety has priority, especially because of the animals. If I get hurt, who will rescue the bull? For Virendra, rescuing injured cattle is a question of honor. and a religious duty. Not all spectators think Virendra and his team are competent. What is stupidity? They have to anesthetize him. That bull is very dangerous. He could hurt someone. This time, it doesn't look as if Virendra will get help from the audience. I'm scared of these bulls. Sometimes, all of a sudden, they attack you. Some bulls have killed a dozen people. Bullfights Indian style. They can be seen daily on New Delhi's roads, free of charge, risk of death included. The bull only begins to calm down once the hydraulic pump begins to move. The battle seems won, but then suddenly a black bull comes to the aid of the white one. Virendra needs to hurry. The pressure on him rises. It looks as if Virendra has won, but the black bull isn't willing to give up his friend yet. Finally, Virendra and the ambulance have managed to lose their chaser. But now their patient begins to make trouble again and tries to escape. The ambulance sways from the impact of his attempts. Virendra won't be able to continue his journey like this. The animal is going completely berserk. The bull is out of control. Have you seen how aggressive he became? We're totally exhausted, but we need to calm him down. Virendra has no anesthetic with him. Too expensive. Instead, he uses more and more ropes to strengthen the straitjacket. An Indian anesthetic. At the same time, in the Gandhi hospital, Sunita reads about just how dangerous a bull can become. Just yesterday, one ran amok. 2 people were killed, 3 severely injured. The bull also wrecked a car. He could not be gotten under control and had to be shot.
So it's in nobody's hands when these things happen. So at least prevent a problem from taking place would be to at least move those animals off the street, which are a potential threat. Not just them to themselves, but also to the other animals as well as human life.
Cows don't belong into a city. The Gandhi hospital sends every cured patient to the countryside. No one has to return to the metropolis. Their final destination is a place 2 hours away from the city. It's a different world here, with clean air, clean food, no irritating noise, and plenty of space. In this paradise, the cows live peacefully until their dying day. This cow asylum and will also be the new home of Sunita's calf.
A sick animal is recovering and it's being sent into a place where it's going to be looked after permanently. So every single animal we send from there to here, it's one up our grade.
Virendra and his ambulance have also found their way to the cow asylum. The raging bull suffers from mental rather than physical problems. He would have wrecked the Gandhi hospital. In other countries, he would probably have been killed. But Indians are more patient with their animals. Life in the countryside shall cure him. In the backyard of the asylum, the bull briefly looks around. He seems less than enthusiastic and makes a run. The cow shelter is home to 3,000 cows. It has also become a popular destination for pilgrimage. Today, a group of housewives makes a visit. Indians are quite superstitious. One just can't do enough to keep the gods in your favor. Only the good people will have it better in their next life.
They need a shelter, they need food. So it's good that they are providing them shelter and food every time. That's good.
Cow is an agile animal, so it gives you more, keeps you active. She gives us so much, so in return we must give something and respect her.
To me, feeding is like praying. The holy cow. For Westerners, she remains a mystery.
You who don't have cows in Germany walking up to you, they're very shy. So it's a very impersonal kind of care which they have. It's not that they're not looked after. Of course they're looked after. And probably looked after in a much better way. But the human involvement is probably less.
Virendra is back on the job. New Delhi's municipality is planning to relocate all of its 40,000 stray cattle to asylums like this one. And that would mean the end of the hospital for holy cows.